So a Minecraft movie came out and made all the money, just all the money. Over 150 million domestic, 313 million global, biggest opening weekend of 2025, biggest Warner Brothers Legendary Pictures opening ever, biggest video game movie opening ever, unseating the Mario movie, biggest opening ever for Jack Black or Jason Momoa in a lead role, first movie in history to open over 50 million on a Friday, and then sell more tickets on a Saturday. Mere days before it opened, the studio's own box office analysts, Warner Brothers here, so you know we're only talking about the smartest people in the business, were optimistically projecting that it would maybe perform as well as the Sonic movies tend to, so hopefully opening in a range of 60 to 75 million. They were wrong. It opened to more than twice that. The internet, and especially YouTube and social media film and gaming influencers, so again only talking about the world's most intelligent, clear-thinking individuals, obviously hated the entire concept of the film since the first trailers hit. They'd been churning out fail memes and hate content for months. Many had convinced themselves it was going to straight up bomb. They were also, wrong. I mean, whether it was bad or not is up to them. If they eventually bothered to watch it and find out, that's an opinion, not really something you can be wrong about. But the people who thought it had bombed, they were definitely wrong. It's a monster hit. It's going to be one of the biggest movies of the year. And well, it's never a surprise when persons of internet are wrong about something, because ye gods, on the internet, Earth is flat, horse paste cures cancer, Elon Musk counts as smart, and the Snyder Cut was a good movie. The fact is, everyone, even real people in the real world whose actual job it is to be right about this, got this one wrong. No one saw a Minecraft movie coming. Not like this. I mean, except me. I did. Like, I knew the Minecraft movie was going to be fucking huge. Like, I'm not bragging about it. There's no go back and look. You can see for yourself. But I'm just saying, I fucking did. I never did an episode about it because, to be honest, I just assumed that it would eventually be obvious. And I guess it wasn't. I should have. Stupid on my part. Also, I don't really do box office episodes for the same reason that I don't do celebrity gossip episodes. It's just part of the entertainment media news business that I just don't like. I understand why it exists, but how much a movie makes, how much it earns, I understand why it should matter in the abstract, but it's not something that appeals to me. But it always gets tied into people talking about everything that has nothing to do with whether or not a movie is good, and it inevitably turns around into celebrity gossip stuff. But regardless, the reason that I feel like this was obvious was that if you logged off the internet and just talked to regular people, especially regular people who had fucking children, like my niece and nephew, who are not necessarily regular film goers, they were fucking psyched to go see Minecraft. They were pumped to go see specifically this because it was a Minecraft movie. People with kids will tell you that this was a huge event. This was the movie-going event right now, was to go see the Minecraft movie. Kids were fucking hyped up. There were McDonald's toys for this, which, yes, they do McDonald's toys for a lot of things, but this was one of the ones where people were going to the McDonald's to get the toys specifically. That's some shit that used to happen more often. I remember growing up, people would go to McDonald's to get the stupid toys. They were going to get the Minecraft meal stuff, apparently, for this. First I've heard about something like that forever. Like that new Captain America movie did pretty good. Not like wonderful, but pretty good. But I don't remember anyone saying, we've got to go to McDonald's to get the Red Hulk toy when that happened. Granted, it happened like months before the movie, but still, I don't remember it being a huge thing. This came out and was a huge thing for the kids who love Minecraft. Again, don't have kids myself, so I'm not getting it firsthand, but to the degree that I'm seeing it secondhand, this was a big deal for families. And that's the thing about kids' movies and families, what they call a 4-quadrant release, which means dads and sons, mothers and daughters, 4-quadrant release is the stupid industry term for this. That's why this kind of movie was always like the biggest, safest bet in Hollywood for years and years and years, is because you get a multiplier on the tickets. If the kids want to see it, a parent is going with them, so you're doubling your profit there. And also, kids tend to go in groups of more than one kid, so you're probably quadrupling, tripling, sextupling, whatever the fuck your ticket sales there. So that was always a good bet. Also, Jack Black is a movie star. I feel like everyone kind of forgets that he has an audience. People show up for Jack Black. I know it's a thing on the internet that people are like, oh god, no, we dislike Jack Black now because we think he ended his band over politics, which didn't actually happen as far as I know. Like, there was a thing and they're taking a break, but Tenacious D is apparently going to tour again. I don't agree that they should have stopped the tour at that point, but I checked, they did say that no, they're not broken up, but also I don't think that people in the real world know that that was a thing and that it happened in the first place. That's like people who say the reason Snow White quote-unquote underperformed is because people were mad about... It really doesn't register. That's internet brain stuff. Seriously, that's YouTube and Twitter brain does not actually infect the rest of the world. The rest of the world is stupid about all kinds of other stuff. You know, a depressing amount of people in the rest of the real world might have like TikTok brain at this point, and you know, boomers definitely have Facebook brain, and that's how Trump happens. Okay, fine. But like YouTube brain, that's no. People don't give a shit. And there's like actual audience tracking data that says so. But alright, since that's an example to point to, it does mean at least pre-answering this question before someone pretends to be stupid and asks, why doesn't the family multiplier work for something like the Snow White remake? Well, okay, firstly, it probably did, just not all 4 quadrants like Minecraft did. Because they've got the numbers on that movie's audience breakdown, along with the same actual on-the-ground data polling from normal people who don't live online that pretty much said, we didn't actually give a shit what the actors said about the election or Mideast politics, whatever else, and it said it was mostly women and girls going, and men and boys pretty much did not. Which, yeah, no shit, it's a princess movie that kind of should have been priced in. But also, and stick with me, I'm not going to suddenly turn this around into another fucking Snow White episode. It's a circle back around thing. Just to demonstrate something here, that box office tracking analysis I mentioned earlier that Warner Brothers had telling them Minecraft was probably going to do good, just not as good as eventually did. Well, studios do that for basically all their movies. There's a lot of different mechanisms and firms and equations, and it's pretty opaque, but they have to because the projections are what they use to decide what merchandise deals they're going to make, how many theaters it's going to play in, what shows to book the actors on to promote it. Like, all of that costs money from the promotional budget, and you just can't make those kind of deals based on, trust me, bro, it's gonna be huge. And you can't just go to Papa John's and say, hey, Shaq, let's put the Chalamet kid on your pizza boxes for the next 3 months. He's in our next movie, and it's gonna be epic. Shaq is gonna want to see some numbers that at least suggest that people are going to be excited enough about what this movie is, and that it might draw a few more people to order the garlic stuffed crust, or at least not turn them off from ordering the garlic stuffed crust, okay? Papa John's doesn't fuck around. Papa John's runs a serious pizza business. The actual Papa John used the N-word on a shareholders call one time, and they made him not Papa John anymore. He's gone. He's just some guy now, and Shaq is there instead. Kind of an upgrade, honestly, if you ask me. Hey, Mr. O'Neill, have you ever thought of sponsoring the show? We're big fans of the stuffed crust. Anyway, this kind of inside baseball, film, YouTube media stuff, but just like how really no one was doing Get Ready for Minecraft to be a cultural event content because Warner Brothers' own tracking was wrongly predicting just a normal, pretty good live-action family movie opening, the Mouse's public box office tracking for that Snow White remake had been saying for over a year that it was gonna open on the lower end of their live-action remake subgenre, specifically that it was likely to open the way most of the other classic-era remakes did, as in just okay to God only knows because we sent those straight to Disney+. Because the remakes that actually become blockbusters have tended to be the 90s Renaissance properties. You know, the ones that millennials and Gen X actually have nostalgia for, and not movies from 90 years ago that they've already remade twice in live action before. Seriously though, do you even remember that they did Peter Pan or Lady and the Tramp again recently? I didn't. And I saw both of those. Jude Law was Captain Hook. Do you remember that? That wasn't that long ago. That was just a couple of years. Did anyone remember Mirror Mirror even happened? Julia Roberts was in it. Do you know who made that, by the way? Tarsum Singh. No, really, the same guy as The Fall and Immortals. That was the same year as the Kristen Stewart Snow White, and no one remembers it happened. I don't even actually remember if it was good or not. I do remember that it happened, but, like, not much of it. So when you see months and months of anti-hype and people having politicized takedowns queued up and ready to go all on a specific theme with the same kind of thumbnail and uniform quotes and uniform lines and all on the same page about something quote-unquote underperforming, that's mostly grifters watching box office tracking and trending data and putting a specific agenda-coded spin on it. But whatever. As to the subject at hand, whether Warner Brothers should have upped their projections or not, does that mean if you thought a Minecraft movie looked really bad from those trailers, but now it's this gigantic hit, you got it wrong? I mean, No, that's stupid. Bad movies make a ton of money, and good movies go unseen all the time. In fact, it used to just be understood as normal. 4 of the 5 Michael Bay Transformers movies were gigantic global hits. The Iron Giant was a box office flop. Fight Club was a box office bomb. Shawshank Redemption was a bomb. No, look it up, true. That great movies can bomb and really bad movies can and often do make all the money is something we all just used to internalize as a basic truth. In fact, when a big budget blockbuster makes all the money and was a good movie like The Matrix, that used to blow people's minds because it wasn't supposed to happen. Wait, this movie is really smart and it has all kinds of stuff to say and it's got giant kung fu gunfights and makes millions at the box office? What dark sorcery is this? But that was also back before this. Everyone is a film pundit and a political podcaster age of online make-believe expertise where everyone is trying to have identical correct takes and put their own spin on it that pushes their own set of agendas as far out ahead as possible that we're in now. So now when something goes outside the cycle, like Minecraft is a surprise mega hit, more people than ever would have before feel this unconscious pressure to change their opinion to match the crowd. Wait, if I thought it was bad but it made all the money, I must be wrong, right? No, of course not. That's fucking dumb. Look, I only thought Minecraft was just okay, and, that's probably being a little generous. It's a pretty lazily scripted movie that gets by on the cast having a lot of fun and having a fun video games to life aesthetic. But it's just okay. And what's okay about it lines up with being bad. Like me who watches this movie and says, yeah, it was just okay, and someone else who watches it and says, man, that was bad, that was the worst shit I ever seen, probably has the same basic grasp of the movie, and it's just a matter of perception. Like, if you thought this Minecraft movie looked like a bunch of actors fucking around on a green screen with Minecraft stuff happening, doing somewhere between a really long Mega 64 sketch from a decade ago and a live-action version of a shitpost now, if that sounds like a bad movie to you, you're right. If that sounds like a passable, maybe decent waste of time, if the actors are funny enough to you, you're pretty much right. It's the definition of a disposable junk food blockbuster that's designed to move Happy Meal merchandise and remind people that Minecraft exists. That's basically it. Disposable would be the operative word. And this kind of used to be what most IP blockbusters looked like. Another thing that this has in common with old-fashioned late 90s, early 2000s Hollywood blockbusters is that the positive review and the really negative reviews of this movie would be basically the same review. It's completely disposable, empty-calorie junk food. I loved it. It's completely disposable, empty-calorie junk food. I hated it. It's garbage. It's the end of the world. That used to be like the stock in trade for the industry, and for a minute there it kind of went away, and this feels like almost a reversion to the mean. But if your opinion was, this looks bad, this looks like disposable cash grab junk before it was a giant hit, and afterwards you still feel that way, your opinion should not be invalidated just because it now made a bunch of money. I mean, think about that for a minute. That's just dumb. Whether I agree with your opinion or not, the money shouldn't matter. The box office shouldn't matter. And it's weird to me that that even needs to be said, but apparently it does. But here's the thing, whether just okay or kinda bad, Minecraft making a goddamn fucking fortune by just unapologetically being something to watch 4-quad family Happy Meal blockbuster in spite of mostly grumpy shrugs from core gamer fandom and utter disdain from critics kinda gives me a warm nostalgic feeling, like the memory of an earlier, simpler, less chaotic time, or at least of an entertainment landscape rediscovering its proper equilibrium after an interesting but unsustainable period where things had gotten not bad so much as out of order, out of alignment, not really the way things were supposed to be, and certainly not gonna last. And that odd disorder, this thing gone askew in pop culture that a fundamentally disposable junk food movie like Minecraft walking away a smash can feel like a kind of market correction from, that is something you maybe can blame at least in part on Disney. And in larger part on Marvel, specifically. But mostly on nerds. And I think in the next episode I'll explain exactly what that is. Or was. All of these shows have been too long lately.